Hello. All right. Now that our Fridays are getting nice and early, I'm going to try to be doing these earlier in the week, but today I did not have a chance to do it before now. So it's been unquestionably a really difficult last few weeks. I am still trying to comprehend how, hi Susan, how it was just less than 2 weeks ago that I went on Facebook to see all these different people I knew checking in safe to discover really the horrors of what was going on in Pittsburgh. And then, of course, just the other night, same thing. I woke up yesterday morning to see that I had a friend from high school checking in safe following the massacre in Thousand Oaks. And now I have friends evacuating from that area because of the fire. So there's a lot of insanity going on around us. And very often when we're going through these difficulties, where there's the expression, we need to dig deep. And even the fact now that Shabbos is coming in here at 4:15, we've changed the clocks. There's the most amount of darkness going on at this time. This is the time of year that we deal with and when I say darkness, I don't even mean necessarily negativity. I'm talking actual darkness. Our nights are long, and that's when we really need to dig deep. So there are a lot of aspects of this week's Torah portion. It is the Torah portion of Toldot. And I want to focus on one aspect that is not usually so spoken about, and that has to do with digging deep and digging those wells. And the concept of a well is that underneath the hardened ground, when you get all that dirt and mud and rock and everything blocking our ability to actually dig down, when you put in that effort and that work, if you go deep enough, there's going to be water. And we know that the world is comprised mainly of water. Our bodies are comprised mainly of water. We need water to live. Water is referred to as Mayim Chayim, the waters of life. It's also symbolic of the Torah and of that deep thirst for knowledge and wisdom. And as a kid, I remember when I first heard that if you dig deep enough, you'll discover that water, sitting in my backyard and having my little shovel and working and trying to get that water out. But that idea that in everything around us and within us, if we just dig deep enough, the water is there. It's not that we come and bring the water's already there. It just needs a pathway. It needs to be revealed. It needs to be opened up so that it can flow and come upwards. And there's a lot of dirt and mud and rock and challenges and obstacles in the way, blocking those wells from flowing. And when we look at the names of the three wells, it's 3 steps, really 3 lessons in seeing what we need to do to open up those blockages in our lives. And the first well, and these are specifically not the wells that Isaac reopened that were his father's, but the wells that he created, that he dug, not created because they're there, but they need to be revealed, and that he named. And the first one is Esek. And Esek means trouble. And this is really our behavioral aspects and our instinctual, behavioral, animalistic, almost reactions to things. And when we look at things surface value, there is a lot of trouble. There is a lot of that negativity that's there. And yet, if you dig deep enough, when you get through the trouble, you reveal the behavioral aspects that are positive and beautiful. And I think if anything, we look at what's going on in the world around us, and with all the trouble, there is beauty that's there. People are doing the right things. People are behaving in the right way. People are reaching out and in that action level, really doing what they can to bring beauty to this world and to elevate it amidst all that trouble. The next well is called Sitna, which is hatred. Becky, how are you? I miss you. So the concept of hatred now is that of the emotional level. So we've gone from the behavioral level, which is trouble, to hatred, which is that negative aspect on the emotional level. And we know that the most dangerous place to be is not even in a place of hate, but in a place of apathy where you feel nothing. Because if you have the potential to hate, you have the potential to love. That's its polar opposite. And so when we dig deep beyond the hate, beyond that divisiveness, beyond what we might at a external value feel that separates us and divides us and that we don't like and that we fear and hate, deep within, when those waters flow, the potential of reaching what we can get through with positive emotions is incredible. And that's, the most expansive form, which we're about to get into, of love. And then that third well is the idea of expansion. It's called Rehovot, which is that idea of like widening. And this is really the intellectual. When we're able to think broader, to see broader, to feel broader, to act broader, but it's in the mind. That when we can open our minds, when we can dig deep and let those waters flow in how we think, that's going to change everything. And it says that it was the third well, the well of Rehovot, that brought the blessing, that brought the ability to be fruitful, to grow. That when we truly open our minds, that's when growth can truly take place. So looking back at these three wells, first one is Esek, trouble, behavioral, dig deep, and reveal the positivities in our behavioral aspects. Sitna, hatred, emotion, dig deep, and let that love flow forth. And Rehovot, the mind, dig deep, expand yourself, expand your horizons, expand your thinking, expand your intellectual capabilities to think outside of that narrowness. And when you do, then everything becomes possible and everything becomes fruitful. So wishes for a beautiful and hi Andrea, and a peaceful Shabbos. It should be one where just those waters can truly flow. We've had the mud and we've had the rocks and we've had all the terrible things blocking those wells, and they should be opened and they remain open and the waters should flow forth. So good Shabbos. And I'm going to try to do next week's video, earlier next week. All right. Good Shabbos.